Welcome into the Phoenix Sports Podcast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and wherever you get your podcasts, leave us a 5-star review. We'd really appreciate it. I'm your host, Makayla Perkins, and joining me today is Anthony Totri, Leah Merrall, and Sean DePaz behind the screen. Say hi, Sean, if you want. There he is.
How we doing?
Happy Girls and Women in Sports Day, everybody.
I got my Women Belong in Sports sticker on my water bottle, so this is
absolutely love to see it.
Cool.
Totri gave us a beautiful shout out on the Phoenix Sun Devils podcast earlier today with his interview with Bobby Hurley. If you missed that, make sure you go check that out. That was a great interview. Very enlightening. I learned a lot about Bobby Hurley that I was not anticipating.
Oh yeah, 100%. He gave some great answers.
Yeah.
I think the best one we're kind of talking about so far in the office is either that he doesn't eat the entire game day or that he can switch from like straight up gangsta rap to Adele at any moment.
It's very,
I love it.
very dynamic. We love a dynamic head coach. Just a reminder, if you're watching on Twitter, go ahead and shoot. What am I trying to say? I think I just lost all of my English ability right there. Go ahead and head over to YouTube. Join us in the chat. If you're on YouTube and you're in the chat right now, drop us a hello, say what's up. We love to incorporate you in the show. This is a show for the people, by the people.
For the people, by the
came up with
people.
that.
Wow.
Yeah, we'd love to know that you're
Wait,
here.
did you say that you just came up with that? You mean
Such an original
the
thought,
preamble
Makayla.
to the what?
The Constitution, Declaration of Independence. What trying to say?
I don't know.
All right, we're moving on. Leave us a comment. Let us know you're
God
there.
help
We will incorporate you in the show. All right, let's get things started. Oh, my mom is here. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Jennifer.
Oh, my God. She's here at every show. We love it. The
Can
Queen
I just say
Jennifer.
something before we start?
Yeah.
So I do like every single one of my Coyote shows in the studio. I've never sat in this chair before.
How does it feel?
Wrong. Wrong.
Well, do you usually sit here?
Yep.
Thanks for letting me borrow your chair,
Anytime.
Leah.
Anytime.
Let's get things started with the Valley Sports temperature check. We have quite a few things to bounce around between. Lots of good stuff happening in the Valley. Let's start off with the Coyotes because they literally beat the Colorado Avalanche last night. I didn't see that coming. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Just to
The
put this
odds
into
makers
context.
didn't see it
No.
coming either.
To put this into context for you, the Avalanche were on an 18 home game win streak that dated back to November, and the Coyotes so kindly broke that for them. It was the biggest upset on the money line at plus 460 since 2006 in a hockey game. That's wild, Leah.
I hope some people made some money from that last night.
I don't know too many people that put their money on the Coyotes, but if you did,
That's a
congratulations.
rare thing to do.
What happened in that game, Leo? How did they do that?
I still don't know. So the Coyotes aren't a very offensive team, let's just say that. So the whole first period last night, Colorado wasn't offensive either. So it was kind of an even game to start. Faced a lot of shots, and I think what happens a lot is teams underestimate the Coyotes because they're toward the bottom of the standings. So sometimes the better teams get into these trap game situations. So the Coyotes almost won. I mean, they didn't, but they almost won against Boston last week, or they had a chance. They were in that game, but then lost really badly to Buffalo, which seems to be the opposite of what you think would happen.
Right.
But I think it's just sometimes these really good teams come in and they're like, oh, just Coyotes, easy win for us, and that's not what happened. So that's probably had something to do with it, and just a great win for morale because they needed one. They were on a 5-game losing streak going into last night. So
well, they have now won 11 games on the season, which just so happens to be the amount of games the Suns have won in a row.
I don't want to talk about it.
But actually, surprisingly, I don't know if anybody is shocked by this. They're not the worst team in the NHL.
They're not.
The Montreal Canadiens.
Yep.
Are the title holder of the worst team in the NHL.
What's the like win? So the Coyotes have 11. What does Montreal have?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I think it's 8.
Holy.
Which is
And
crazy
this is the
because
team that went to the Stanley
they
Cup
were in the
final
Stanley Cup final last year.
Yeah,
What happened?
that's a great question.
They lost. They lost their starting goalie. They lost one of their top defensemen. So just, I don't know. Fall
Nobody
from,
knows.
Still
fall
in
from
single
grace.
digit wins, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Them making it to the Stanley Cup was a fluke. I will put all of my weight behind that. Alex ST in the comments. Someone else is going to have to read the comments because
I
I'm
can
still
read it.
Oh, we
blind.
know how great you are with that.
They said put Alex Galchenyuk on the first line and W's just happened. True, Alex Galchenyuk had his first goal of the season last night.
I've always been a
Wow.
Galley girl. I love Alex Galchenyuk.
Yeah.
I was super happy when he came back to the Yotes this year. Well, it's a good thing that the Yotes aren't. Well, I don't know if it's a good thing. It's a bad thing that they're not because they want to increase their chances of getting that first pick in the draft, which actually, surprisingly enough, we have a new top prospect in the NHL draft,
so
Leah.
This entire time, it's been the fight for Wright. Shane Wright's been the toted #1 projected overall pick, but some draft rankings came out today on Daily Faceoff. They do a great job covering prospects, and for the first time, Shane Wright did not top the draft prospect list. Actually, Logan Cooley did. Another, I believe he's a centerman as well, but just really interesting because we've had all these hashtags: fight for right, wrong for right, pain for right, pain for Shane, whatever it is, and now we have to come up with some new ones like.
Yeah, gotta start.
Dear God, there's something funny
Cool
going to
it
come out your
off
mouth.
for Cooley? I don't know.
Cool it off for
If
Cooley.
you have any ideas,
Yes, you heard it here first.
That was good.
Hashtag cool it off for Cooley.
please let
God.
us know in the comments.
Cool it off for Cooley.
Yeah.
Incredible. Well, I kind of already mentioned it. The Suns, they're on an 11-game win streak. Last night, they beat the Nets, which I was super happy to see because I've had some people talking some smack in my DMs saying that the Suns, they're not the best team in the NBA. They think the Nets are better. They think the Warriors are better. And obviously, the Nets, they're one of the best teams in the East. I will give them that. But the Suns, they're the best mother effing team in the league, and it's time to put some damn respect on their name. Totri.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're coming at me like I'm one of the people
no, I'm
saying
not
that they're
coming at
not. I mean, just you look at last night's game, and obviously the Nets didn't have KD, which is a big part of that team. But the Suns it felt like they dominated the majority of that game. But
Yeah.
it wasn't just Book. Like Chris Paul obviously getting involved. Mikal Bridges went for more than 25. Ayton got his fair share of minutes. Like, this team in general is just getting production from so many different players that it's so tough to beat because anyone can go off on any given night.
Yeah, I will say it was really great to see DA back on the court. I think it kind of was a glimpse of what this Suns team can be when all of their pieces are healthy, when they're firing on all cylinders. It is so great to see DA back. Chris in the comments saying we need Espo here. The Phoenix Suns are the best team in the NBA. Say it with your chest, Chris. It is so true. I'm so tired of the Suns getting discounted or not given the credit that they deserve. It's ridiculous to me. They are sitting at 41-9, which is the best record in the league, and it's also the most wins through 50 games in franchise history, which I think is saying a lot considering they won 19 games in an entire season just a few years ago.
They don't even have, I looked, it was before last night's game because of the degenerate I am on DraftKings. They still don't have the best odds to even win the West.
Who does? Golden State?
Yeah, Golden State still has the best odds
I
to
swear
win
there's
the
a
conference.
skew. It's like a bias from just nationally.
Yeah,
I think.
the national media, we are not a fan here. That's why we exist, because they tend to overlook our beautiful Phoenix teams, and we've had enough of it because the Phoenix Suns are the best team in the NBA. They should have the best odds on DraftKings Sportsbook to win the West, and I'm sticking to it.
The way you said the people talking smack, and this is like totally not Suns related, but the way you said like talking smack about the Suns, I just thought of the TikTok audio. But like, you're talking smack in the back of a Walmart Supercenter.
I never heard that.
You haven't heard that audio?
No.
Oh my gosh, but 100%.
I hated that.
People talking shit about the Suns for no reason. Like, turn on a game, it doesn't matter who they're playing. They're in every game they play, and they struggle in the third quarter, but they are like, they may not have the superstars that the Nets do.
They have the best backcourt in the NBA.
They get it done. They're like,
But
they
would you
are
rather
clutch.
have depth than just like a couple big names and then nobody? Like, I'd rather have
My
depth.
favorite,
Yeah.
my favorite thing in the whole world, and this is why I care about the
whole
Suns,
world.
is because I hate the NBA. I refuse to watch basketball because for the longest time I didn't need to watch the regular season because I knew Golden State or the Cleveland Cavaliers were going to win, and I was like, what is the point? Why am I watching this
There was
stupid
no
sport?
parity.
But now, look at the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks last year, they had a complete team. The Suns this year, they have a complete team. It's not about these stupid super teams that LeBron James gets to put together because he runs the league. It's about complete teams.
She feels some type of way about it.
I swear, it is about having a complete team, a team that can play defense. We're seeing defense for the first time that feels like in forever in the NBA. And it's not about LeBron James and whatever 2 other superstars he can pull together for a super team. It's about the teams that can work as a team. And the Suns, besides having the best backcourt in the NBA, they are a complete team. They have the depth, they have the bench, and they're gonna win it all this year. I swear to God.
And I think Monty's finally getting the appreciation he deserves.
Oh my God,
and for like what this franchise was before he got here was a dumpster fire, like
a literal dumpster fire.
Like they were not good. Like for so long. The last time I can think of before like these last couple seasons was when the Shaqtus was here. And you had him, Amari, Nash, Raja Bell, Boris Diaw, like all these guys. Like Leandro Barbosa coming off the bench, like my guy. But like Monty's come around and in 3 seasons has made this a team like that can easily go back to back in the NBA finals just to play in it. Like
absolutely.
That's wild.
And Monty and his staff will be representing the Suns at the All-Star Game as coach for Team LeBron, which you love to see. Nobody is more deserving of recognition as a coach than Monty Williams and the entire staff he put together. Speaking of accolades, Chris Paul just won the Western Conference Player of the Week. The Suns podcast, they talked about this a little bit already, but I want to get your guys' thoughts. Do you think Chris Paul is the best point guard in Suns history?
Yes.
Woo.
I think he is. Obviously, you make the argument for Steve Nash, at least my generation would, but
Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, like those guys, like it's tough because Nash meant so much to the city,
right? And
it feels almost wrong to put Chris Paul in that conversation just because he's been here for such a short period of time.
Right. Yeah.
But if you're looking like just based off of what each of those guys did for the team, Chris Paul is the definition of a point guard.
Yeah.
Like quite literally, what he does on the court is so special. And I think, in all honesty, it's Chris Paul, a lot of space, and then Steve Nash.
Woo, a lot of space. Hopefully you don't get canceled.
Can I give you a hot take real quick?
Yeah, go for it. Hop on in, Sean.
Chris Paul is the best son of all time.
Oh,
wow, that is a hot take.
Spicy.
That is a hot take. I'm glad you took the heat off me, honestly. You were able to change that real quick.
You guys are gonna have to help me with the comments again. I cannot see for the life of me. Oh, Espo joined us. Chris, you got your wish. Espo is here.
Saying that Espo is always necessary.
It is true. We all need a dose of Espo. So yeah, that's my that's my thoughts on the Phoenix Suns.
Chris firing back down Sean.
Oh boy, yeah, Sean's gonna get some heat for that, but that's okay. We'll let him take it. Quickly wrapping up the Valley Sports temperature check with the Cardinals. Vance Joseph looks like he's gonna be staying around, sticking with the organization. I, for one, think that is a great thing for the Cardinals. I think he is really successful as a defensive coordinator. I am emotionally traumatized from him as a head coach because, as we all know, I'm from Colorado, and he was the head coach for the Denver Broncos for a while, and it was not great. So I don't really know where I stand on him as a potential head coach because I'm a little biased. I'm a little scarred emotionally. But I think he's a great defensive coordinator. I think the Cardinals defense spoke for itself this year. So I'm happy that he's sticking around. Obviously, he's probably a little bummed that he's missing out on a nice little pay raise and a title increase. But we got Vance Joseph for another year. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Vance Joseph, like you said, did a great job, especially with what he had. I think there are the potential for this defense can be one of the best in the league. But I really do think that Steve Keim, this is a big offseason for Keim. There's a lot of guys defensively that are like either going to get re-signed or they're going to let them walk. And it'll be big in terms of replacing a lot of those key guys. Chandler Jones, one of them. So Vance Joseph and this defense's potential, in my personal opinion, is riding heavily on what Steve Keim is able to do in free agency and the draft. But I think his level as a coach, like you said, we've seen it so much in the NFL that he's definitely capable of having a top-tier defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of the draft and NFL prospects, our team is in Mobile, Alabama right now, covering the Senior Bowl. Saul Bookman and Shane Diefenbach are down there getting some great content. Make sure you are following us at PHNX_Cardinals, and you can follow them on their individual social media channels as well. They're going to be bringing you great Senior Bowl content all week. The weather there is horrible right now. It is raining and it looks miserable. So
it's so bad.
I'm not too jealous of them being there. I was when they were in New Orleans, but they look like they're hating their lives right now.
Yeah, Shane looks like he's in physical pain from the rain.
We're spoiled here in Phoenix with the weather. Really quick, Leah, I want to ask you this. So you and I were both in LA for the Cardinals-Rams game that did not go well for the Cardinals, just to put it politely. Does it make you feel any better that the Rams are in the Super Bowl and they beat the Cardinals? Because I think it speaks to the team that the Rams are. I mean, we thought the Cardinals had a chance going into it, but I think watching the Rams in this postseason has really put into perspective how good this team is.
Yeah, I think for sure there's two sides of the coin, because as a fan, when your team gets beaten, you just want the team that eliminated them to also be eliminated because you're spiteful. Right. But on the flip side, you also want the best team to have beaten your team. So for the LA Rams to win the NFC, you're like, okay, it kind of gives you some peace to know at least it was the best team that beat the Cardinals. I still think there was a lot of faults in that game that were more so even just the Cardinals rather than the Rams, but just bigger picture, it does make me feel better, but I still want the Rams to lose the Super Bowl.
Yes, I also want the Rams to lose the Super Bowl, but for very different reasons. Joe Burrow.
Gimme Joey B. Bobby Hurley said he's rooting for the Bengals.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I think all of America is rooting for the Bengals for some reason.
Like everyone else in the NFC, probably.
Who doesn't want Macaulay Culkin to win the goddamn Super Bowl?
I mean, he's just so lovable. Also, can you imagine winning a national championship and then like two years later winning a Super Bowl?
I believe I saw a tweet that said no quarterback in NFL history has ever won a national championship, the Heisman, and a Super Bowl.
That's crazy. That is wild.
Like,
well, I hope that he can do it because I love that man dearly.
It's also a great story to know that Cincinnati was so bad just a couple years ago.
So bad. So they won 4 games.
So for us Phoenix sports fans to see, like, right now the Coyotes bad, the Diamondbacks bad, like, there is hope.
They're down bad.
There is hope.
They just need Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, if you want to come play with the Cardinals, let me know. I will come get you and fly you out here personally. Just kidding. All right, speaking of the Super Bowl, DraftKings, it's the moment we've all been waiting for since September. It is finally here in honor of the big game. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Are you not a new customer? That is okay. You can still experience Super Bowl 56 with same game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, and best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code PHNX and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code PHNX at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. 21 and up only, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. All right, you guys, I'm so excited for this. We're about to get into our main topic of the show. Hey now, you're an all-star. Sean, the video.
Oh no.
Oh yes. This is my favorite moment in the history of an NBA All-Star game.
Draymond's got the best, right?
This is iconic. I love this. Chance is just like, no. This is literally iconic.
Tag yourself.
I'm definitely Draymond. She wraps it up beautifully, you guys. This is the best part.
Oh no.
There's not many things that leave me speechless. Like, this is one of them.
Let's play some basketball!
Oh. I remember that, but that memory was locked away.
Okay, that is my favorite moment from any All-Star game in the history of All-Star games. That is iconic. I'm sorry, there will be never, ever, ever
That's
be.
the best comment ever. This is what I imagine Craig Morgan sings like.
There will never be a moment as iconic as that in an All-Star game in the history of All-Star games.
You're crying.
She's
quite literally crying, laughing from it.
It is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Fergie, thank you, Queen, for giving us that, that beautiful performance. We're talking about All-Star games. It's All-Star week. The NHL All-Star game is this weekend. The NFL Pro Bowl is this weekend. They're both in Vegas. I think Vegas might burn to the ground. Fingers crossed it doesn't. If you're there, be responsible.
Not till we get there.
The NBA All-Star reserves are going to be announced tomorrow at 5 o'clock, which if 2 people aren't on that list, I'm going to riot. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about the NHL All-Star game. Craig is going to be there, so make sure you are following Craig and PHNX_Coyotes on social because he is going to be bringing you some great All-Star content. Clayton Keller is going to be representing the Yotes.
Yep.
Leah, what are you excited the most for in this NHL All-Star game?
Well, first of all, I'm excited for Clayton Keller because this has been an incredible season for him. Last night, he actually surpassed his point total for all of last season in like 15 fewer games or so. So great to see that for him. What I'm most excited for the NHL All-Star game in general is because it's in Vegas, they unveiled 2 new events that they're going to be doing specifically to Vegas. One, they're going to have players in the Bellagio fountain shooting, doing accuracy shooting. That's number 1. Number 2, they're having a game with like playing cards all on a wall, and players have to shoot at them and hit blackjack based on the cards they're hitting.
That's so cool.
And it's the winner is crowned Puck Shark. So
nice.
I cannot wait for that.
That's amazing.
I love
really cool.
if you're going to Vegas, you got to make it Vegas.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited.
Sean, you're a big hockey guy. What are you the most excited for this NHL All-Star game?
Well, now that Leah told me about that, because I did not know about the cards, the blackjack, which is dope. So that I love. Are they still doing the goalie races? Because that's my favorite thing in All-Star weekends.
I don't know if they're still doing it, but it's hilarious.
So I love that, and I love the hardest shot competition. I just love seeing them just rocket the shots. But I also just love 3-on-3 hockey in general. And so that's why the NHL All-Star Game is always fun for me.
I love the skills, the individual competitions that the NHL All-Star Game does. I think that's probably my most favorite part. I'm not too crazy about like the actual.
No, the skills competition is the best part. I think it's honestly the best part of any All-Star game, to be honest.
I agree.
The NHL used to have some events. They used to do like a breakaway competition, and it would get so crazy, like creative people putting on cowboy hat. Like I don't know, that was fun. So they don't have that anymore, which is kind of a bummer. But I think these new Vegas-esque events will make up for it. So
which team do you have coming emerging victorious? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I mean,
that's one.
I have to go with the Central Division. Gotta rep the Central Division, and the Central Division is probably the toughest division in the whole NHL this year. So you'd have to imagine they're putting their best All-Stars. So
and they have the best captains. So that's pretty cool.
That is your Colorado bias.
Yes, Totri just gave a nice little eye roll. Also happening on Sunday is the Pro Bowl. The Cardinals will have quite a few players there. DJ Humphries, Budda Baker, Kyler Murray, James Conner, and Chandler Jones were all chosen to rep the Cardinals in the Pro Bowl. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I hate the Pro Bowl, and I'm not going to watch it. How do you feel about it, Totri?
Listen, we'll get into rankings in a little bit, but I just love the NFL so much that I'll probably watch the first little bit of it. Or as soon as Justin Herbert's in the game,
yes,
I'll watch J Herb, and then I'll probably turn it off. But it's just so tough because you want the Pro Bowl, the NFL, obviously the biggest sport in the country. You want it to be such a fun, unique game with all like the best guys. But because of the physicality of football, a lot of these guys don't want to actually go 100% because there's so much money on the line in their careers. So it makes sense, but there's got to be some way that they can make the game just a little bit better.
Can I tell you my issue with the Pro Bowl?
Absolutely.
Let's hear it.
I don't like that it's at this point of the season, like the weekend before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The NBA and the NHL, and I'm not sure about the MLB, but it's in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think that's better because right now, you would have to argue just based on how the playoffs unfolded that the LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals are the two best teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
So now you're missing out on all of those players, A. B, I think, like, once all of the players and those teams were eliminated, it's like they probably just want to start their off season, like go on vacation, not think about it. So I don't know. I just feel like if it was in the middle of the season, like everything else, NFL fans, football fans, the more casual fan might be more invested. At least I think I would.
Yeah.
Because for me, whenever it's like, oh, the championship weekend, okay, then it's the Pro Bowl, then it's the Super Bowl. When it's the weekend of the Pro Bowl, for me, I've literally never watched the Pro Bowl, if I'm being totally honest, because I'm just like, oh, one weekend off football, and then we'll do the Super Bowl next week.
Yeah, those are and that's how I view it too. I hate it. I'm like, I don't care. I just want to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, why are you making me wait another week to watch the Super Bowl? I do not care. I just want to see who wins the Super Bowl, and I just want to call it a season. Like, I don't like it. I really don't.
I think fans, like you said, fans would be more engaged if the Pro Bowl was in the middle of the season. But I feel like players would be even less engaged.
Yeah.
Players would refuse. Players would straight up refuse to do it if it was in the middle of the season, I think.
Yeah, because there's still so much, and it's tough because it's such, like, out of all the major four sports, right? Like, hockey is the next most physical sport out of those four, but it doesn't require you literally hitting somebody on every single play. So I think from that perspective, I don't know. Like, it's got to change. Like, if they want it to actually be an engaging game, like All-Star Weekend or the MLB stuff, like, they've got to come up with something to make it better.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just us. If it's just us, let us know. But if you're in the comments, let us know your feelings on all of the All-Star games from all of the leagues. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? I'm definitely not a fan of the NFL Pro Bowl, but, maybe you are, and that's fine if you are.
Chris is upset that I don't know when the MLB All-Star game is. Chris,
yes.
I'm just not a baseball person. I'm so sorry.
It's always around my birthday, actually. It's always around July 15th.
It's the Midsummer Classic is the other name for it, so it happens like right in the middle-ish of the season. But I definitely agree, Chris. The MLB All-Star Game is my favorite, but we'll get into that a little bit later. One thing I did want to make sure we talked about is the fact, that Devin Booker is incredible at basketball. And he's not a starter for the NBA All-Star Game, which I think is bullshit. And if he doesn't get selected as a reserve tomorrow, which
He has to.
He has to. And if he doesn't, I'm literally going to put together a caravan. We are all going to go to wherever the NBA All-Star headquarters are, and we're going to riot. Because I swear, there is no world or earth or planet where Devin Booker should not be an All-Star, and it has to be an All-Star starter. I'm pissed that he's not a starter, but whatever, we're past that. He has to be an NBA All-Star reserve.
If he's not a reserve, if I'm Monty, I don't coach that game. Like, as a statement.
Yeah.
Like Monty's got the best team in the NBA, and his best player, isn't a starter. But if he's not a reserve on the there's got to be some sort of statement that that's just unacceptable.
I agree, and the same goes for Chris Paul. If Chris Paul's not a reserve, what are we doing? Why? And I'm not saying I don't think this is gonna happen. I think it's very likely that they will be, but I think it's asinine that Devin Booker wasn't an All-Starter already. And then I think that we need to ban the fan vote. That is my next campaign mission.
I agree. So hardcore.
Hashtag ban the fan vote. Golden State Warrior fans, y'all are the worst. I am sorry. I hate all of you.
Did you see there was a K-pop artist?
That's the only reason Andrew Wiggins made it to
that's
the
the only
All-Star
reason
game.
Andrew Wiggins got the starting bid.
No, I missed this.
There was a big K-pop artist who tweeted his love for Andrew Wiggins on the court and got all of his fans to vote for Andrew Wiggins.
So when Kendall Jenner tweeted, it wasn't enough.
Oh
No.
K-pop stands are a different animal.
Really?
That's the reason Wiggins
K-pop
is
stands
a starter.
can influence elections. They literally
Clearly.
No, that's not no, I'm not joking. They quite literally influence elections. It happens. The Warriors hired him as an ambassador to the team about 2-3 weeks before the All-Star vote started, and it is the only reason Wiggins is in the All-Star
Suns
game.
need a K-pop.
But Wiggins didn't even know. Wiggins said in a presser, he didn't even know the guy until the tweet had already been sent.
Yeah.
You guys are blowing my mind right now.
The Warriors hired him for this specific purpose, to get Wiggins to the All-Star game.
Why? It's Wiggins.
That's hilarious.
That's why
that makes
I
me
agree with
so
you that
mad.
the fan vote
That's why I don't
needs to
listen to
be
K-pop.
this
That makes
far.
me so
That's
okay.
why you don't listen to K-pop. Totri?
Hashtag
that's
ban
why.
the fandom and hashtag ban K-pop. We're done.
Hashtag ban You're getting canceled. You're getting canceled so fast.
Literally come for me,
Careful.
K-pop stands. I will fight all
Listen,
of you.
hey, be careful. They will ruin your life.
As they have Devin Booker so far.
Oh, that makes me so mad. Anyways, let's pray to sweet baby Jesus that Devin Booker and Chris Paul are NBA
Sweet
All-Star
baby
reserves.
Jesus.
I think if you want to have a fan vote, there's ways to do it. Like in the NHL this year, it was called like the last man standing, and every division got to vote for like one more person.
I think you should have to take an IQ test.
Listen, the All-Star vote, I don't have a problem with the fans having a say, but it needs to, like, it's weighted that the fans have more of a say than the players and the media.
Which is dumb.
It should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Because, like, Devin Booker and Chris Paul are going to make the All-Star game because the coaches are selecting the reserves, which is how it should be. People that actually know basketball should select the All-Star starters, not fans and K-pop stands.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
And also, like, the fact that Klay Thompson was ahead of Devin Booker for,
the
I'm sorry,
voting.
I'm still not over it, you guys. I can't. Yeah, he hadn't played a single minute of basketball when the first round of voting was released.
The fan vote is so like it's just stupid. Like the NBA does it just to get like they
Just to
assume
create a conversation.
Yeah, well they
Yeah.
create the conversation, they assume okay, I voted for like a fan will be like, okay, I voted for this player, he's playing in the game or he's starting, that's going to make me want to watch it. When in reality, nobody wants to watch fucking Andrew Wiggins start on the Western Conference side. Like nobody wants to watch that.
yeah.
Like,
The
it's Andrew
K-pop
Wiggins.
fans do.
Not even that. Like
I don't even know who Andrew Wiggins is. They just saw
no,
their K-pop
they're like,
artist,
oh,
they're like, all right, good enough.
he said retweet, bet.
Andrew Wiggins is going to be the last person drafted, I think, in the All-Star draft.
He better be. He deserves it.
Yeah, who the fuck wants him to start? Like I
I mean,
don't.
apparently South Korea.
LeBron's gonna draft him and try and trade him.
Oh god. Oh god.
my
We kind
God.
of talked about our favorite parts of the NHL All-Star Game. What's your favorite part of the NBA All-Star Game, Totri?
Ooh, currently or what it used to be?
Currently.
Ooh, I like the 3-point contest.
Yeah.
Just because like today's NBA is full of just like so many great 3-point shooters
Yeah.
that it can literally, I feel like any given year, somebody different can win it, and it's just like to see the level of consistency and the sheer talent it takes to not only make one of those from that distance, but to just like hit 5 in a row, hit 8 in a row, 9 in a row. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is
that
a level of
one's good.
athleticism I will never reach. I love the dunk contest. I think the dunk contest is my favorite. Who was it? Who was that one judge one year? It was Dwayne Wade, right? That messed
Yeah.
up the entire scoring of the dunk contest. I love the dunk contest when Dwayne Wade is not the judge.
That's fair.
Every other time, it's probably my favorite event in the NBA All-Star Game.
Celebrity game is pretty fun too.
This-
Celebrity
Yes.
game is awesome.
It goes Fergie singing the national anthem, the dunk contest. Can we have her sing it every year?
No.
That would make me so happy.
No, that would be painful.
One of the All-Star skills competitions should be not laughing during Fergie's national anthem.
They just have to sit there and
They have
watch
to have a
it. Oh
straight
my
face,
gosh.
And you could get points for that.
I couldn't.
We
I
need to
could
have
be
a PHNX All-Star like.
Oh my god, we
games.
should do an Office All-Star
I
game.
think the Suns, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think the Suns team, the
They
PHNX
get
Suns team,
everything,
is putting a
man.
little something together. Can't confirm or deny, but we might have something a little all-star related in terms of PHNX.
Same with Coyotes.
Wow.
planning
Hear that,
Ooh.
Sean?
Sun Devils
We gotta
too.
cook up something here, man.
It's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
gonna
Cook
do
up
something
something quick.
All the college All-Star.
Something.
If anybody asked, they stole the idea from Sun Devils, and we've had this idea for a
100%.
month.
100%.
This might be a dumb question. Don't judge me. Would it be cool if like college athletics had like an all-star game?
Yeah.
Yes.
It would just be hard.
I think that'd be, and this may go against, I don't know, NCAA rules, but whatever. They should do like an all-star game type whatever, and like the winning team, they all get like some ridiculously dope NIL deal.
That would be cool.
That's something that Shane and I have talked about before, actually. Like, instead of some of these pointless bowl games, it would be way better if you had, like,
Don't even get me
conference,
started on that.
conference all-star
Well,
games.
and then Shane is
That would
like
be
the
more
instead of like the winner winning something, it's like the loser like has consequences or something.
I love that too.
I am all for having like a collegiate all-star game instead of pointless bowl games.
I hate. Oh, don't even get. This is a long
Expand
conversation.
the
I
national
love bowl
playoff
games, but
I hate
selections.
bowl games. I
And-
agree with you.
Expand the national playoff selections and then add an all-star game and take away dumb bowl games that
All-Star
nobody
games
watches.
for college would be cool.
I think so too.
And especially for college, it's all about those players making the next step in their career for big leagues, and that's kind of like the number one, if you want to
Yeah.
get all the best players in one spot to be recruited and scouted and draft ranked.
They try and do it. They try and do it with like the Senior Bowl, the East-West Shrine Bowl, like a lot of these.
Senior
But a
Bowl.
lot of them are for the older guys. It's not like the true best players.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a trip to the NCAA office and propose some ideas.
Yeah.
Nice. I know that we are so far removed from baseball season, but I will say I freaking love the MLB All-Star Game. It's my favorite. We'll get into this. It's my favorite of all the All-Star games. I was lucky enough to go to the one that was in Denver last year. It's amazing. They do it so well. I love the game. I love the home run derby. I love all the events that they do surrounding it before and during, and I think it's awesome. It's honestly so well done, and it's really cool to see all the stops they pull out for their All-Stars. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I love the
but-
home run
I
derby.
love the home run
Yeah, the
derby.
home run derby, I feel like,
I'll turn that on every year.
yeah.
The
So even-
celebrity softball game. That's what I watch every year.
Yeah.
Really?
I also
Yes.
think the MLB has the advantage of being in the summer when none of the other sports are going on. So it's like I'm so hungry for sports in the summer. Like I do enjoy the MLB All-Star Game, but like I need to watch it like
Yeah.
because I need sports.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just need like a little dose of
You got an
sports.
itch. It's also the
Give it to me.
least like physically, like,
They can go harder. 'cause
yeah,
it's
from a
not
like
so
competitive.
contact.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
Yeah. The last time the All-Star Game was in Arizona was in '98.
Really?
I think. Oh, wait, let me fact check
I
myself.
thought 98 was Boston, to be honest, but I might
All-Star
be 99.
game.
How do you-
know that just off the
Arizona.
top of your head?
I used to be a Red Sox fan.
What happened?
Wow.
You can't say
Sean.
that to me. I can't hear
Moved
that
to
right
Arizona. And I work for
now. I'm just
a
kidding.
sports
I don't know
company.
why I said 98. It was in 2011. Jeez, I'm so far off.
That's still 11 years
Um,
ago.
Yes,
Wow,
is
that was
true.
11 years ago. That's crazy. to
We're
think about.
11 years removed from 2011.
I don't want to talk about
Yikes.
it. Let's move on.
Yikes.
We're more than a decade removed from
Not
that.
more.
I just had to take
Yeah.
a second.
Oh,
to
more
process.
than
decade
a
is
decade.
10 years.
In my head, you said like a dozen. I don't know.
Okay, wait, we got some breaking news.
Oh boy.
Do we?
Do we
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. One moment.
Breaking news.
Hold.
We're breaking news on the Phoenix Sports
Hold.
Podcast.
So, according to Doug Haller of The Athletic, defensive coordinator Antonio Pierce is no longer an Arizona State employee. He's the fifth ASU coach to depart in the wake of the NCAA investigation on recruiting.
Oof.
Oof.
Another one bites the dust.
That's tough because they just, like,
Sucks.
literally last week, I mean, you had the whole offensive coordinator debacle where he resigned. They hired a new guy on, what was it, Monday?
Yeah.
And then now you've got, arguably, I would say outside of Herm, Antonio Pierce is the next biggest face of ASU football.
Yeah.
So that's a tough blow, especially on National Signing Day.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, I was also scrolling the Twitter this morning and saw a nice little tweet that said something about this being the worst signing class in Arizona State football history.
Yeah, they're the worst so far in terms of rankings. They've got the worst class in the Pac-12 and the second to worst class in all of the Power 5.
Ooh, baby. Ouch. That's not good.
Yeah.
Totri, I know we kind of talked about it a little bit already, but do you think Antonio Pierce is going to be a slot that's easy to replace, or do you think this is going to have big long-term ramifications on the program?
I think this probably has. I mean, this whole investigation, we have no idea if in reality Herm will be the head guy at the start of the season with the way everything's going. I mean, yeah, it's got to have long-term repercussions just because not only was he the face of the defense, but he was also the recruiting coordinator. So obviously kind of the heart of the whole investigation. You can't have that whole recruiting issue with your recruiting coordinator at the helm. But it sounds like he's no longer a part of ASU football. Doug Haller also tweeted a little bit earlier today that Pierce is likely to explore options in the NFL. So we'll see what happens with that. I imagine NFL teams don't usually have too many issues with guys that have college problems. We saw that with Urban Meyer and all these guys.
Yeah, we
so
did.
wouldn't be shocked
Unfortunately.
if he's coaching on an NFL roster in the fall.
Well, Anthony is our new PHNX Sun Devils host, so make sure you follow PHNX Sun Devils on Twitter. They're probably going to be giving you a much more in-depth analysis of this recent move with the Arizona State football program on a podcast, so make sure that you check that out. Okay, we are going to do a quick little ranking, but before we do that, I've got to tell you guys about our newest partner, and they have a product that I actually use every single day. It's called Athletic Greens, and I started taking Athletic Greens because I cannot wake up in the morning. You guys, I am probably the laziest human being on the face of the planet. If anything requires me to be awake before 9 a.m., I can't do it. I'm so tired every single day, and I have a problem with energy. And Athletic Greens, they have found a solution for me that I'm super excited about because I need energy. I am so tired in the mornings. With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens, which will help you start your day right. I drink it every single morning before I eat breakfast or before I drink my coffee. I'll just put a scoop in my water bottle, shake it up, and I'm good to go. I down that sucker so fast because it tastes really good, which is great, and it gives me everything that I need to start my day right, to have that energy that I need because I am so tired if I have to wake up before 10 a.m., which I do. So Athletic Greens has really helped me get energy back into my life to start my day on a good foot and to get going in the mornings because I seriously am so tired. But Athletic Greens has improved that for me. It is great for mental clarity and alertness. It's recommended by professional athletes, and it's cheaper than getting all of those different supplements from the store yourself. It's just like a supplement superpower in a easily drinkable liquid form, and it tastes really good. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/TPSP. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/TPSP, which stands for the Phoenix Sports Podcast, and take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. I love Athletic Greens. You're drinking it too, right?
Yep, it's super easy in the morning. I do it while I'm making my coffee. So.
And it tastes really good, which is great because a lot of these like supplements that I've had taken in the past, not good. So it's nice to have one that finally is good. All right, we're going to start ranking our favorite All-Star game in order of our least to worst favorite.
Least to worst favorite.
Least
Okay.
to worst, so like they're all bad and one is worse?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
From our favorite to our least favorite is a better way to put that. I'm going to kick things off because I'm the host and it's my show and I'm going to do what I want. All right, my favorite All-Star game, it's obviously no-brainer. If you know anything about me, you know I am addicted to baseball. It's my favorite thing in the whole world, and I love the All-Star game that they manage to put together every year. It's the Midsummer Classic for a reason. So the MLB All-Star Game is my number one. I actually like the NHL All-Star Game a little bit better than the NBA All-Star Game, but that's because I hated basketball for the longest time, as I mentioned earlier. I love hockey. I'm a big hockey girl, and I think the skills competition in the NHL hockey game is so great. I have the NBA All-Star Game as number 3 just because, I don't really care about basketball, but I do like it a little bit more than the NFL Pro Bowl because, as I also said earlier, that is the worst game / All-Star game that you have probably ever put together in terms of professional sports leagues. So the NFL Pro Bowl is my least favorite. Leah, how did you rank your All-Star games?
All right. Well, I had to go with NHL number 1, obviously. And part of that, too, is I feel like they've evolved it over the years, and I like when they try something new. They've done, like, drafts, they've done by division, they've done by conference, so always keeping it interesting. NBA number 2, I really like the skills competition for the NBA. I think it's really cool to see individual talents put on display for NBA. MLB, like I said, always desperate for stuff in the summer, but I love the home run derby. I think it's really cool. And then I put NFL last simply because, like I said, I've never watched the Pro Bowl, so maybe that's not a super informed decision on that one, but I just know myself, so.
There you go. Totri, hit us with this.
Hit us with this. There are a few times you'd see the NFL at the bottom of a list of 4 of these like sports. But I'll start with the NBA. I love just what they've got going on with the All-Star stuff, aside from the fan vote. I think they've got just such unique games with the 3-point contest, the celebrity game, obviously the game itself. In terms of MLB, love the home run derby. And the game itself is also pretty fun to watch. NFL, I'm a big NFL guy. The Pro Bowl it's declined over the years, but I love the NFL just in terms of getting to see some of these guys be on the same team. You always get the, like, what if like Kyler Murray was throwing passes to, I don't know, give me a receiver.
I was
to
gonna say
DK Metcalf. I don't know. There you go. like you always wonder what those matchups would be, so it's kind of cool to see that. And then I don't watch hockey very much, so that is why hockey is on the bottom of my list.
All right, Sean, how did you rank your All-Star games?
So Mac, you were the only person that was right in that the MLB is
Hell
the best
yeah.
All-Star game.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I feel like when you think All-Star games, you think MLB. They kind of own that space. The Home Run Derby, I think, is the single best like All-Star weekend competition thing. Plus, like I said, it's always around my birthday. So MLB All-Star game, I got to get to one. NBA is next. I feel like it's just the most fun in terms of the fact that like you see LeBron James and Russell Westbrook like throwing. I mean, I guess you can see them together now, but like LeBron James and Ja Morant, I guess, like just throwing each other alley oops and just doing crazy stuff during the game that you don't get to see on a normal day. Plus, I think having the All-Star draft is the coolest like aspect of any of the All-Star games. So NBA second, NHL. Again, I think 3-on-3 hockey is electric, even though they're not playing their hardest. And the skills competitions are just really cool. Plus, I grew up in a hockey city, so I've always just kind of had a soft spot for hockey. And although I did grow up in also a football city, the NFL has the worst Pro Bowl All-Star game. It's just the game is boring. No one tries for understandable reasons because it's so physical, but I just think they don't really capitalize on that opportunity very much. And like you mentioned earlier, I just want to watch the Super Bowl. And I mean, I feel like for any football fan, your dream is that your players aren't in the Pro Bowl because they're in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
So true.
Plus, Josh Allen is not playing in the Pro Bowl this year because he just doesn't feel like doing it. So,
He doesn't
for
want there
him.
to be a coin toss again.
yeah.
Oh God. Also,
Precisely.
hashtag ban the coin toss.
Too soon.
Hashtag ban
Precisely.
fan vote.
Ban the
Ban
I
the
just-
coin toss.
I know Saul's probably not watching this right now because he's doing Senior Bowl stuff, but his take that the overtime rules should stay the same is one of the worst takes I've ever
Worst
said.
take.
I agree.
And I
I
can't wait
agree.
until he's in the
Careful, you
office.
might
I
even
can say that to his
fired
face.
twice,
It needs
I
to be the
have it.
XFL
Let's make
thing
it a hat
that
trick.
they used to do.
The fumbly rumbly just race to the football.
Yeah, at the start of the
Rumbly
game,
rumbly?
there was two players, one from each team, and it was a race to like gain possession of the ball, and whoever got it, that's who got ball
like
for
a,
it,
like
or
a
got to
face off in
choose.
the cross, kind of.
No,
No,
but like
like,
it was
you
like
just-
a fist. It was like a UFC fight basically,
What?
but with a football
Yeah.
involved. Like you just ran and
It's
had
like
to-
It's like dodgeball. You run up. And
Yeah,
down.
Yeah.
almost.
Oh, whoa! I'd never watched.
Can you
XFL,
imagine, like,
so-
as opposed to the coin toss? Picture this: you're
Fight
going
to the death.
You're going to overtime. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. You got Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill, like sprinting and going as hard as they can just to gain possession of this football. Like that would
That
be
would
incredible.
wild. That would be wild.
Like the crowd, like they showed the clip. Like the crowd got so like hyped before the game had even started because of that.
And the players got hype. And
That'd
like
be
if the
cool.
away team got to choose like the position, so then they were just like, we got a beefy ass punter. We're going punter
Got
versus
a
punter.
beefy ass punter. The
Oh my
deef
gosh!
and beef.
All right. Well, those are our rankings for the All Star
Wait,
games.
and one more thing: the NHL they do a mascot game. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
true.
that would be
I
fun.
forgot about that. Mascots doing literally anything is the best thing ever, unless it's the Stanford tree, because fuck the Stanford tree.
Doesn't the don't they do that in football too? Don't they have them out there?
I don't know. I
They
don't
have 'em
watch-
out there.
I don't
Yeah,
watch
they
the
don't have 'em
Pro
doing
Bowl.
anything.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I'm
There
asking
is-
the wrong person.
There is a clip from the Pro Bowl one
Sean,
year.
show us back on the screen.
I like to look at myself, Sean. What are we doing?
There is
Also,
a
your
clip-
little cartoon has such long hair.
I have long hair.
Fair.
All right, well, those are our rankings for the All-Star game. Let us know how you would rank them in the comments, or you can respond to us on Twitter at PHNX_sports. We had a bunch of fun today, and that's because we're a family, and if you want to join our family, you can. Go to gophnx.com, sign up for a membership, become a part of our family. You can sign up for just a month for only 50 cents, or if you sign up for an annual membership, you get a free shirt. None of us are wearing shirts
No.
that
Sorry.
are PHNX
I need to
related.
get 'em. They're good,
Sorry. They are amazing, though. If you want to buy a shirt, you can go to the phnxlocker.com and check those out. We have a ton of great shirts for all the teams in the Valley in there. If you become a member, you get a ton of access to a ton of different things, including written content and video content. You get access to our members-only Discord, which we are all in, and we love to talk to you on a more informal basis. So make sure you go to gophnx.com, become a part of our family. We would love for you to join us. We're doing a lot of cool things here. We've got a big, exciting announcement coming tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Yes, you do not want to miss this.
It's huge, you guys. It's a
gonna be
really
great.
big deal. We're all very excited about it. So you must go follow us on Twitter at PHNX_sports. We've got big things coming. And one of those things is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. I appreciate all of you, especially you in the comments who become a part of our show. Before we end this thing, I would like to end on my favorite thing I've ever seen on the internet. The remix of the Fergie National Anthem. Take us out, Sean.
I feel like I need a lighter.
I can't see because of the light.
We're just like the Golden State Warriors in here. That's our super team. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week on the PHNX Sports Podcast. Bye.